Eyup cock. It is EFL review time. Woo! A lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff that's gone on Friday in Championship and League One at both ends of both tables. And this, prime example, mate. Derby 0, Luton 1. It were only early kickoff as well. This set tone for a good weekend, this. Also, a couple likes, guys. Thoughts? I can change colour and make them do like funky stuff, but just can't be arsed here, to be honest. Derby 0, Luton 1. Oh, God. You know what? I'm gonna sprint straight to bottom of the table, and I want to see what that's done. Luton now on even points with Derby. The thing with Derby is that they've got a better goal difference than all these three by a mile. And with some other results that we've seen that I'll come and talk about in a minute, you're now probably looking at a bottom 5 as opposed to what has been like a bottom 7 or 8 for a long time. Stoke have pulled away, Portsmouth, Oxford are like, 5 and 6 points away, they're fine. You're looking at Hull down now. That was Derby's real chance to cement the place in Championship for next year. 100%. If they'd have won that game, I'd have been like, happy days. Especially at home, because they look better at home recently. But after a lot of wins really fast with Eustace, it's now gone loss, draw, loss in the last 4 games. And the Burnley one is probably the best result out of them all. The loss to Swansea, who have got nothing to play for. They're doing all right recently results-wise. They've got nothing to play for. A draw away at Portsmouth, and then a loss at home to Luton, who's away form. Like, I'm going to go and look at it now. The away form for Luton. Yes, it's gone drastically better recently. But this is what we've been dealing with. For it, look at that. That's disgusting. And it's only recently that they've turned it around. But it is against crap sides, which does bode well for him. Like Cardiff, Hull, Stoke and Derby. Look at him. They've been really good recently. The thing that is scary for Luton still is that the last 3 games are teams that are in, I'm going to say 5th, 6th and 8th, I guess. They're the last 3 fixtures. Not easy at all. And Derby have got Hull and Stoke. Granted, that means nothing when they've just lost it up to Luton, which is, you'd argue, is one of the easiest fixtures in the league. So, no easy games now, especially at this stage of the season. And it's just very tight at bottom. I'm just excited to see how it goes. I would not want to call this, and I've done a million videos doing that exact thing, but I would not want to call this now. Oh, you set of dickheads. Blackburn 4, Millwall 1. I just knew they'd lose. I absolutely knew they'd lose. Blackburn again, by the way. Other year when Ben Brereton were at Blackburn still. I think they bet Millwall at Millwall on last day to stop them getting in. And they've done it again. They've had them again. 3 wins in a row against Portsmouth, Sheffield United and Middlesbrough. You go to a struggling Blackburn side with the lowest morale anybody's ever seen and get absolutely pummeled. Really good finishing though. Not gonna lie, some very, very good finishing across board for Blackburn. Probably could have been more. Ivanovic has run nice finish as well for Millwall to level it up at 1-1. But the Blackburn team were just a lot more clinical than they have been recently. When I've been watching them, I think they've had a decent amount of chances. They're just not clinical enough at all. I really like Dolan. But if you're conceding a football goal to Callum Britton, mad. He's one of the worst finishes I've ever seen in my life. I liked him at Barnsley, but Jesus Christ. Couldn't take the cow's ass with banjo. But yeah, that's now that done as well. Great. What a football, eh? Bristol City 2, Sunderland 1. I think I get every single Bristol City result right on my Championship predictions. I actually think I've had every single one right. Granted, I go with 2-1 every week for them, and it is just constantly that whenever they win. But I'm still getting it right. And yeah, they were with red card. Ooh, like, who cares? Who cares? He wrote with red card. Few changes for Sunderland again. Watson apparently we're just struggling about doing now, but he's still a young kid and I'd give him a break. And it's now 2 losses in a row, no wins in 3, with playoffs fast on the horizon. I'm not bothered what anybody says, right, about the momentum side of things. Because I pointed that out, that if you go into playoffs on cap momentum, you're going to lose. And everybody come back to me, or a lot of Sunderland fans come back to me with, well, Southampton last year didn't go in with a lot of momentum, and look at them. They had a squad worth 10 times as much as what Sunderland's is worth. You can afford to do it if your squad's worth 300 million quid. When you've got a bunch of kids running around, you cannot afford to go in with no momentum, or you will lose. It's looking like this is going to be 4th and 5th. And you've lost 2-1, and earlier in the season you drew 1-1, so you're out. Okay, great. This is a great chance to win 3 games in a row and go into the just with a little bit of something, a bit of belief. I know momentum realistically doesn't do anything, does it? But from a mental aspect, you want your players to be like, okay, we're coming to this with a bit of momentum. We know what we're doing. We're scoring for fun, happy days. We won the last couple of games. Nice. I'm ready for what's ever in front of me. You don't want to go into it like this. I'm telling you, you will not be going up. Coventry and West Brom. This is how you do it. See? Even if this is what Sunderland's form looks like with the last 3 games, that's all right, because they've come into this Coventry on back of a win against Portsmouth and a draw against Hull after losing 2 games to good sides, and Wonderland Pad aren't being that good, really, against good sides. They've lost a lot of the harder fixtures that they've had Coventry. But now they're looking at the last 3 games going, all right, we're beating West Brom, we can beat anybody, happy days, clean sheet, 2 goals, light work, let's go. Ned Carr for Calm Styles, by the way. Any West Brom fans want to give me a bit of jip today? Huh. Guys? guys. I'm going to say that's done as well. It's now looking very likely that's probably it. That it is just Bristol City. Bristol City are firmly in there now. Nice. Go on, boys. Coventry, I think I'd have to royally mess up to not get in there now. Plymouth and Luton. To be fair, these are not easy fixtures at all. Plymouth fighting for the life down at bottom. They've just lost to Middlesbrough. Luton, again, like we've just seen, fighting for the life. And then Middlesbrough. To be fair, it could come down to that last game and it's just like a straight shootout. Whoever wins, wins and gets in there. But I'm not overly confident that either of them two will go up either. Now that Millwall aren't in, I'm rooting for Bristol City, so everybody else, I don't care. Middlesbrough 2, Plymouth 1. I'll tell you what, I thought my day were long yesterday. I left house at just before 7 o'clock and I got back at like midnight to go and watch us at Leyton Orient. Wow, this, I think, will tip me over the edge. Not to mention, Plymouth fans probably set off on Tuesday to get here on time. But a 93rd minute penalty, and it's never, ever a foul in a million years. I've seen highlights of it. I've seen multiple angles. It's not a penalty at all. He's had a swing and a miss at ball, missed it completely, and then been given a penalty. They've been absolutely robbed blind, Plymouth. I knew Finnez has a score as well. I'm him. Very end-to-end, lot of shots. Looked a very exciting game, to be fair. And like we've just spoken about, top 6 and Middlesbrough probably having to go to play Coventry at last game and maybe win that to get in there. Plymouth, very unlucky. Honestly, very, very unlucky because they'd have only been 2 points off getting out if they'd have got a rightful draw after being robbed. The last fixtures are very hard. And I know they're only 1 win off getting out, but they've got worst goal difference by an absolute mile. It's effectively another point. Can't see it. Want them to, but 3 games left. 1 on Monday. I just can't. Sorry, boys. Norwich 3, Portsmouth 5, and then we're going to blitz through a lot of like unimportant games after this. What is going on? What is going on? You know what? I think Norwich are just a exaggerated version of Portsmouth. They're very, very similar with what they're good at and not. The defending from both sides for the majority of the season has been absolutely dog shit. 63 and 69 goals conceded. The two at like bottom 6, 7 in division, the crap. Defensively, both from a crap. But then 55 goals. Most of the at bottom by a landslide. You're looking up to Wednesday, who've got some decent forwards, by the way, to find someone who's scored more than Portsmouth. Same as Norwich, they've got 66. That is a playoff, if not automatic chasing amount of goals when you look at like Burnley, Sheffield United, Sunderland all got less. Bristol City got less. Literally everybody's got less. Has everybody got less? Everybody apart from Leeds got less. So they are just the same with what they do. Hat-trick for Bishop. None of them are really easy finishes as well. It makes them look quite easy. That first error especially, that is not an easy goal. That's right out of that. Sargent with a good finish. It's just same old, same old. A bit of experience from Portsmouth brought in and a lad that actually supports them. Really good recruitment from Portsmouth in summer. Really, really good. This Murphy and all, honestly. To get him on a free from Oxford, unreal. Honestly, unreal. But I'm going to talk about this defence because I've been banging on about it all year. It's embarrassing. Norwich's defence is absolutely shit. Duffy and McLean. It's 2025. What are you doing? Don't get me wrong. None of these are safe. All of them are shit. Every defender that Norwich have got in this entire club is shit. But my God. 5 at home to Portsmouth. Look at the form. I'm doing it again. Look at this form. We're scooping into League One eventually when you start looking at some decent points that they get. You can't even go down that far anymore. 1, 2, 3 wins all year. They've picked up points in 2 games in about 15. They're a mess, Norwich. The amount of money that they're paying to some of them lads and all, ridiculous. But yeah, Portsmouth, fine now. Norwich, I don't think they'll be getting out of this league at top end for a long, long time. Because you look at the better players that they've got. Sands, he'll be off. Sargent, will be off. And then what? That's your attacking threat gone. And then you take 2 of these goals off and you're still keeping this amount going in your own net. I'll tell you what, they could be in trouble, Norwich. Norwich 1, Preston 2. I don't care. Respectfully, none of these sides have got out to play for. Don't care. Stoke 2, Wednesday 0. Again, this is another one that no side's got out to play for. But I'm going to laugh anyway. Stoke have really pulled away, you know. And respectfully, I got it wrong. I will eat my hat. Because I thought Stoke would struggle massively with a goal-scoring point of view, which they have done all year. But Matt Robbins has come in, got a serious grip for him, and he's turned them around massively. They look actually half decent now, especially against poorer sides, which they've had recently. They've had 5 games which you'd look at and think, if you can't win these games, you're never going to win any. QPR, Preston, Luton, Cardiff, Wednesday, and they've come out with 3 wins and 2 draws. So that is very nice. Wednesday, though, big trouble. When Rowe leaves, big, big trouble. Gone. Bag of wank. Little Baz on bench and all. Oh, dear me. No contract for him. And we'll have a quick zoom down here. Swansea 1, Hull 0. Swansea been in really good form recently. I touched on that in my last video. Another really important win here. Hull are quite good away. They got a red card as well, which weren't helped. But nice. Swansea, nice. It's just unfortunate that they're going to lose half the players in about 3 weeks. But yeah, nice from Swansea. Dropped off a little bit too much from my liking recently. Could struggle in the last couple of games. And then all top 3 won. I'll talk about the defensive side of things quickly, and then we'll look at top of league and speak about them all. Watford, they had 2 red cards. It's just exactly what you'd expect. I think I got that result bang on. Watford are just miles off it with the experienced players that they've got, personally. And that's another side that could struggle a little bit next year, or not be anywhere near where they have been all this year, which is top half at least, really. Sheffield United 2, Cardiff 0. Cardiff, again, I think the manager's lost his mind, to be honest. Everybody's on about Wilder losing his head, which he has, like, completely. The angry ham sandwich. But Cardiff's gaffer, he's lost it. He's absolutely lost his mind. He's saying that fans are idiots. He can't even tell you what his game plan is in his interviews after games. He's completely lost plot. And then Oxford, 1-0 against Leeds. Honestly, it's not even that bad a result, to be honest. Kept goal difference down. They're still in keeping with the other sides that are going to stay up. They've not got the worst 3 goal difference, let's put it that way. So they've got a point on all them 3 sides anyway. The 5 points clear. They'll be sound. Now, looking at the actual table at the top end, Leeds and Burnley both winning. I mean, it keeps a 5-point gap on Sheffield United, even though they have won. The game on Monday is absolutely massive. It is the last chance for Sheffield United to get in there. I will be doing a watch along. It's at 5:30. We'll be live here, 5:20. I will see you there, and I'll change the lights and have them funky colours. If they win that game, Sheffield United, away at Burnley, they went lost at home all season, and have only lost twice all season, then they still got 2 points off, which I still don't think they'll claw back anyway. So I'm here to see Sheffield United's funeral on Monday. I tried jinxing Leeds all year. I tried giving Sheffield United a little bit of a nudge, saying, come on, lads, you can do it. But they've just not done it, have they? They've not got it in them. They've not got enough big game players to really grab it by a set of nuts, grab it by balls and do something. They've not got enough of them type of players, unfortunately. Even though it's a fairly nice, comfortable win against Cardiff, nah. I don't think they'll be winning on Monday against Burnley. And that will effectively promote both of them if Burnley get away with a win. Well, let's have a look at this shitbox of a league. Exeter 0, Burton 0. Don't care. Birmingham 0, Crawley 0. Don't care, but also I thought Birmingham would really slam them big time because Crawley's defence is absolutely shocking. Again, though, just highlights quite clearly the area of weakness for Birmingham, which is the £50 million forward stood up front on 16 grand a week base in this league. But yeah, that points record, come on. That's a really easy chance at getting like an hand on it. That I still think they'll do it, but take your foot off a little bit, Birmingham. Come on. Bolton 0, Wycombe 2. I think I said 1-0 for this to Wycombe. Wycombe have got very hard fixtures, and I'm still remaining adamant that I think Wrexham will finish second and Wycombe won't, regardless of like this recent set of results and the fact that they're not conceding a lot of goals and they've played some really hard sides still and got away with Wycombe. They're doing quite well. But the next 3 games, if we actually go and look at it right now, Charlton, who are breathing right down the net, by the way, when we look at table, Leyton Orient, who are back into 6th, and then Stockport, who are in, 4th? 5th. Still don't think they do it. And I want them to for like, little side, a big underdog against Wrexham, aren't they, realistically, financially. So I want them to do it for that point of view. But I also want Barnsley to get promoted next year. So I would like Wrexham to go up. So we don't have to compete with a side that's going to drop like Birmingham level numbers again. Bolton, though, what the hell is going on? What's happened to you? What has happened to you? I mean, don't get me wrong, the defence could definitely be got at down width, and I said that in my last video after we bet them 4-1. The width that these have got is truly dog shit. They're all right going through middle. The core at team's all right, but the width is terrible, and not really surprising that Wycombe scored a couple of goals off back of it. Yeah, they've just completely fallen off a cliff though. That looks effectively done now with Bolton. I can't see them getting back in there. Reading lost as well, and Huddersfield lost. If any of these sides were even remotely half decent that had got in there, Leyton Orient have come from nowhere again, winning the last 3. Looking like they went on some mad run, didn't they, Leyton Orient? Ended up drawing or losing loads of games, falling down to about 12th, and then they've won loads again, and they're back in it again. But yeah, I can't see Bolton getting in there. Wycombe, they've got a point advantage. It's in their hands, but their fixtures compared to Wrexham's, just can't see it. Charlton 2, Northampton 1. Northampton actually made it like an half-decent game, to be honest, and further backs up my point that I think they're actually quite a good side. I'm still convinced that they're in a false position. I think they're much better than what table says. And Charlton, with Wycombe to play still, are 5 points behind. They win that game, 2 points off. Charlton ain't out this year. Form for the last 30 games, they've been second. They might have just left it too late when you look at like everything. Honestly, when you look at every single tab on here, the top 3 at absolute minimum, top 2 for majority of the year since a fairly poor start for Charlton. I do just feel they left it a little bit too late. But I wouldn't write them off getting in there, honestly. Huddersfield and Cambridge, I don't know if I got this one right as well. I think I said Cambridge win or a draw. But Huddersfield just don't want it, do they? They're so uninterested. Cartwright, that CEO bloke who does all the recruitment, and that's been sacked today, I think, when I woke up, or yesterday. It's about time, because the finances that Huddersfield have got and the attendances that they've got in this league warrants a top 6 finish. Same as Barnsley's, and we're both in the same position with some very good players in this squad. But ultimately, I think you found out, the same as we found out with Clark and even Collins, that Duff was not the problem. You've got no chance. Your depth is shit. You've been absolutely sold out, River, in January. Same as us. Get in line. Until you get some proper recruitment in the places that it matters, we ain't club, in offices, upstairs, you will not get back out of this league. It's an absolute cesspit of a division, this. And unless you've got 8 decent football people at top, like Stockport have, you don't even need to spend money to get out of this league. You don't need to go and drop 4 million quid on strikers. You can pull loads of free transfers in. If they're half decent players, and somebody at your club has got an eye for a half decent footballer, you will get out of here. Like Stockport will before both of us. But until that happens, you're stuck here forever. Cambridge, maybe they're putting a little bit of like last chance saloon in. 2 out of the last 3 games wins. But we are still looking at 5 points, and Burton have got a game in hand. So I can't see it again, unfortunately. Neil, I'll tell you what though, if anybody's going to do it, Neil Harris might. Huddersfield playoffs gone. Leyton Orient 4, Barnsley 3. We were 3-1 up. And once again threw it away. I saw an absolutely mad stat after the game from Doug O'Kane, which is like Barnsley's main reporter, saying that in first half in this division, Barnsley have conceded second least behind Birmingham. Second half, we've conceded the most goals in England. If that not tell you where the problem lies at this club, I don't honestly know what will. There's a lot of people saying that Orient shouldn't have got job, because in case you missed it, Orient has got job. He's permanent manager for 3 years, realistically. And people who can't tell their ass from their elbow are saying that it's a really shit appointment, there's no experience there, all this, that and other. A lot of fans at every club are just absolute chimps and could not see obvious quality if it slapped them straight across face. Like, if you can't see how fast Orient has changed this team, from an attacking point of view, you are hopeless. We've not been poor going forward anyway, like all year. But you look at like a lot of these games, Danny. Yeah, we won that one 4-3 and a lot of 2s and that, but we're getting hammered regardless. The last couple of games, we scored 2 against Birmingham with 10 men for an entire game. And we looked good against Birmingham. You could see there was something there, despite scoreline, that there's something there. Against Bolton, that's best we've played all year. First half yesterday against Leyton Orient, we were absolutely mint. I watched it. I was there. We were really good going forward. There's very clear patterns of play. We like Jallo was shit, by the way. I'm a big lover of Jallo, but he was shit. But again, he's only a kid. Let him off. But Humphries, Jallo and Keeler Dunn as a front three, you will struggle to find a better one than that if we have got the same front three into next year. I'm telling you. The problem lies with the absolute bags of shit that we've got in defence, and also the quality that we've got coming off bench. Lemby Seeker, Benson, O'Keefe. These players are absolutely crap. Cotter I actually quite like, and I'd back him as a winger. He has still got like full-back brain, and he will cut back a little bit too much instead of going forward. But I think he'll be good under Orient next year if he stays. I hope he stays. A lot of these lads, get rid of him. They're all... Earl, I think, is actually quite good. McCarthy's crap. Just defensively, we're terrible. I also think it stems from midfielders not tracking the runs a lot of the time, which has been evident since Duff's season. We literally lost in 123rd minute to an header from a cutback because his midfielders weren't tracking the runners. It's a problem that's been at this club with these midfielders for a while. Mainly Connell, honestly. Give Orient time to bring his own players in, wipe this defence out, and bring effectively a full new one in. And next season under Orient, I genuinely think we could be something. And that's not even like delusion. I think we could be something. Leyton Orient, defensively, these are terrible at the same time. Don't get me wrong, they are a good side going forward. Similar to us, I thought it were 2 sides that are like both going for it. Just a slugfest, innit? It's like a street fight, that, like yesterday. Both going for it as much as they can. But the defences of both of these teams is honking dick. And I do worry for Leyton Orient if they do get in there, that the defence is what will let them down, to be honest. Especially if they get like Wycombe or Wrexham, or any of these 4 sides that are all miles better than defensively. I do think they will struggle, but good on them. Honestly, they've got some very, very good loans. Like I just said about Huddersfield and similar to us, these have very clearly got Leyton Orient, someone at top end at club who knows what he's doing and has got an eye for a player. Because these 2 loans that they brought in, Donnelly and Callum, shit hot. Very good players. Donnelly got man at match, and he were really good. But this Callum, oh my God, QPR, you have got a serious, serious player on your hands here for next season. I'll tell you what, he will not be going out on loan again. If he goes anywhere, he'll be getting sold to somebody better than QPR. He's a rate for it. Very busy, very active, always running about, fast, athletic, strong, good finisher. He's a mint player, him. Very good. But he did get outshone by Keeler Dunn, who's best player in the league. To be fair, Humphries though, wow. Bala. Peterborough 1, Stockport 1. Not overly bothered by this. That's effectively sealed playoffs, I would say, for Stockport. Again, they're only a point off Charlton, and they've still got Wycombe to play. So maybe I'm just absolutely waffling my nut off. But I still think they're just like certified playoff sides, and will definitely be one of my favourites going into it. That's for sure. Peterborough, happy days, see you next year. I don't want to be sat here for like 3 hours because I had a long day yesterday and I'm going out again after this. I know. So I'm going to skim through a few of them. Reading 0, Lincoln 1. When we were 3-1 up, I was like, we need all these sides to lose every game, and if Barnsley win them all, we might get in. Obviously, that's now gone. But I do think they're falling off at the wrong time, unfortunately. A draw away at Northampton, it's an half-decent point, to be fair, but this ain't good. This really ain't good, and I appreciate that you can have off days, but Lincoln, they've got no to play for, and they're not really a good side. Reading defensively are very good. This Binden, who's unfortunately been sold already, is not their player now. He's on loan from Forest, even though he was their player originally, you know what I mean. Really good Laker. Going forward, it's another one that I worry about a little bit. If they were to get in, I think these 4 sides are all much more complete than Leyton Orient and Reading, which is the 2 that could probably get in there from both aspects. Like, Reading have got more goals conceded than Leyton Orient, but I would think it's much harder to break Reading down. Leyton Orient, obviously much better going forward. Stockport, Charlton, Wrexham, Wycombe, all got more goals than these, all conceded less than both of these. So you are looking at, what, two from 4 probably going up out of them anyway, I would think. Right, let's fly through some of these. Rotherham, Mansfield, 3 apiece. I mean, it's an exciting game, but none of them have got out to play for. And that's that. Shrewsbury relegated. Sad, I know, and it's like a 10-year spell that they've had in this league. I think the longest in EFL in the respective division until now. That's sad, but it were coming. At start of season, anybody could see that the lower end sides were going to struggle with like Wrexham and Stockport coming up. They've not invested properly. The defence is horrendous. Yeah, it will come in that, unfortunately. They never really stood a chance. Decent win for Wigan, though. And defensively, always good. Stevenage 1, Blackpool 3. Blackpool have definitely left it too late. Like I said, I think you're looking at Reading or Leyton Orient again in there. But Blackpool next year, another side that could be onto something. I hope the McNilan is permanent. I saw Wigan were flirting with him, but I can't understand why. Surely Blackpool will get him, because he looks quite good. Stevenage, to be fair, could see them struggling next year. It's like a pre-1 game in now. Because I do think some sides coming up again will finish above them. Like Port Vale, I think, could finish above Stevenage now. Like probably Bradford or Donny. I do think a lot of the sides coming up from League 2 in more recent years are better. I think the gap is closing a lot with top end of League 2 and bottom end of League 1. I do think there's quite a similar level, so I think they could struggle as well. And then Wrexham 1, Bristol Rovers 1. Another one that I said could definitely happen. I said don't bet on this game. I hope people took my advice. I hope you didn't take my advice on other games anyway, because you'd have lost regardless. But 1-1 to these. Bristol Rovers were going to come out swinging. They were going to come out fighting for their life. They've both got a point, so they're both still on the same ones going into the last couple of games. Burton have still got a game in hand, but they've also got to play Birmingham. So this could really come down to last. It's a really, really impressive point from Bristol Rovers. It is. Because after losing like 6 in a row, you go to Wrexham and everybody probably thinks, oh, they're going to get slammed in. You know what I mean? But I do think that's playing into Wrexham's mental a little bit. They've got a lot of experienced players, but you're not naive enough to think, oh, yeah, we should beat these. You know what I mean? You are second in table, Wrexham, before game, against the Bristol Rovers side that have been absolutely terrible all year, conceded loads and loads of shots. Regards to the experience that you've got, the players are looking at this thinking, light work, this, licking the lips, this should be a walk in park. And I feel like that's something that can't be escaped at any level in football, really. It happens quite a lot anywhere, especially near the end of the season when anybody's fighting for their lives. And it is definitely a missed opportunity with Wrexham because they're now not in driving seat. But the fixtures these have got, like we showed you the Wycombe ones, but the fixtures these have got, they're not easy at all. Blackpool away is not easy. Charlton ain't an easy game. And to be fair, Lincoln away ain't either, but it's not Stockport, Leyton Orient, Charlton. So what I'm trying to say is, I ain't got a clue. Right, let's have a look. Shrewsbury relegated, the first one in League 1. Sad. Hopefully I'll be speaking about you in a couple of years if you come back up, boys. Crawley look as good as done as well. It's a really impressive point away at Birmingham, but they do look like they're down. Cambridge, I would say, same thing. And the 5 points off, but Burton have got a game in hand. And Cambridge, even though they've got more points than both of these two in the last 3 games, it's too late. It is down to Bristol Rovers and Burton, and it has been for a while. Still back Burton because of the game in hand, but they have got Birmingham to play. But it could come down to last. That'll be a watch, that. I do think we're looking at Reading and Leyton Orient for 6th, but neither of them will go up, I doubt. Barnsley are league winners next year, respectfully. Just get that one announced in early. Stockport, Charlton, Wrexham, Wycombe. It's anybody's game. It's anybody's for 2nd, to be honest. Still, if Wrexham keep dropping points and Wycombe have got them both to play, it's anybody's. Charlton have got to play both of them, actually. So Charlton could really have a go. And to be honest, that is going to be a great playoff start. Honest to God, whoever it is, if it's like, say if it's Leyton Orient upwards, and it's either of these 5, that is going to be mint. And from a neutral, that'll be a very enjoyable watch. But Wycombe are in driving seat going into the last 3 games, so who knows? But that's that, boys. Absolute pleasure. Love you all. Kiss. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, please, if you do enjoy. Like I said, I won't be able to do Championship and League One predictions on here tomorrow because I just like I need to live. You know what I mean? Let me live, boys. I'll do it on my TikTok instead, so I'll put that in the description. But then there'll be a watch along on Monday, and then Tuesday we'll do an EFL review for the Monday games as well. It's gonna be a busy month from now to end of the season. Load of content on this bitch. Right, see you in a bit. Love you all. Kiss. Goodbye.
Say I'm a man, yes, I'm a mucker. I think of me saying as a right good looker. I say up that. Show us bit it.